We have major breaking news and new developments tonight as the Arctic frost scandal continues to unravel. Now, it turns out it wasn't just sitting U.S. senators and Republican operatives around the country and groups like Turning Point that were targeted. It was also Jim Jordan. Tonight, our team has exclusively reviewed documents obtained by Jim Jordan showing that in 2022, lawyers running the Arctic frost investigation had subpoenaed Verizon for Jim Jordan's complete phone records going all the way back to January of 2020 for an investigation that was supposed to be about January 6, 2021. That's not all. They also wanted his address, his payment information, and the unique identifiers of all of his devices. And to top it all off, the subpoena came with a court order of secrecy. Verizon was not allowed to tell anyone about the data requests because a court somehow determined that, quote, disclosure will result in flight from prosecution or witness intimidation. A Verizon spokesperson tells us they are working with the House and Senate on this issue and says, quote, we uncovered new information regarding Chairman Jordan. We shared it with him as soon as possible. We are committed to restoring trust through transparency. And just in case you forgot, Jim Jordan, not exactly some criminal mastermind that you got to worry about him fleeing to another country. He is and was during all of this a sitting member of the House of Representatives and chairman of the all-powerful House Judiciary Committee. He joins us right now. Well, I think I said to you, it's only a matter of time that your name's coming up. And mine probably right behind you because I guarantee you my phone number and contacts were in the information they got. I want a lawsuit.
Yeah, well, Sean, we say this all the time, but I mean, the only thing we get wrong when we start these investigations is it's always worse than we thought. So think about this. We know they spied on President Trump. Then we learned it's senators and the Speaker of the House. And now we learned they were spying on me for 2.5 years. I mean, think about 2.5, all the way back, as you said, to January of 2020. They gathered information that told them who I called, who called me, when we called each other, when the call took place, how long the call was, and where I was at when I made that call. They got your location as well, and they gathered that for over a time period of 28 months. This is how ridiculous this is and why we are doing everything to get to the bottom. You're right. I bet there's a bunch of other members of Congress, a bunch of other citizens like you all over this country that they were looking into because this is the epitome of the weaponization of government against against the other party. President Trump, Republican, all the senators, the Speaker of the House, Republican, and of course the top Republican on the Judiciary Committee. That's how ridiculous this whole thing is.
Did they get your texts? Because I've had thousands of my personal private text messages released to the public.
Great question.
They didn't get it from me. They never got it from me. I don't save text messages. I don't have an iCloud. But they end up putting it on, putting it up there in hearings and in the newspapers and use it in criminal cases, of which I am not a party to. Now, do I deserve some degree of privacy? Do you deserve that? I think you do.
It's called the Bill of Rights. It's called the Fourth Amendment, for goodness sake. Of course you do. Our understanding of this subpoena is they got the time you sent the text, who you sent the text to, just like they would with the call. They did not get the contents of the text. But we know the January 6th committee got some context of text from you and from me and everyone else. But this subpoena was for when those texts were sent, not the actual contents of it. But what I want to know is, who signed off on this ultimately? Did Chris Wray know about this? This is the Biden DOJ. Did Merrick Garland know about this? Because this subpoena was sent in April of 2022. Did Lisa Monaco, the Deputy Attorney General? Who signed off on this? This idea that you got one branch of government run by Democrats going after the legislative branch at the time run by Republicans. I mean, the top Republicans. That's how crazy this all is. So, look, we're going to keep gathering information. We're going to be ready for when we bring Jack Smith in for his deposition because we're going to have a lot of questions for him.
They determined that, quote, disclosure would result in a flight, that you might flee the country or that you might intimidate witnesses. Who made that determination? Because that is the exact opposite of the person I know.
The same people who said we're going to take Scott Perry's phone. The same people who said we're going to surveil a member of Congress, Scott Perry, for a week. Go find out where he works. Find out what kind of vehicle he drives. Get photos of his home, his car. I mean, those are the same people. It's this Wyndham guy that we referred yesterday to the Justice Department. He was the guy who signed off on that subpoena to get Scott Perry, a general in our Army, member of Congress for 14 years. It's that mindset that says anyone who's for President Trump is the enemy and we're going after them. That's what they did. So people say, oh, you guys, this is retribution. This is not retribution in any way. It's holding people accountable who did crazy, ridiculous things like Jack Smith, like this Arctic Frost investigation, and like the Biden DOJ.
Well, I'm sorry, Congressman, I really am, and I hope we get to the bottom of it. Why are they trying to take away a provision that would allow people like you and senators spied on illegally to sue the people involved?
Well, we passed legislation 2 days ago out of our committee that says you can't do these kind of gag orders. You can't have them for years and years. There's a higher threshold if you're going to issue these things. We're trying to push back on this in a big way. Maybe we need to tell these carriers, you can't do this at all. You can't. Maybe we need to look at that. So this is, again, we have the thing called the Bill of Rights, the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment. We should be respecting that. I don't think the way these guys did, I don't think it does. So we're looking at all kinds of legislation.
Chairman Jordan, thank you.